Hold on.
Hello, hello. So we are live here with Barbara Warren in Dominican Republic. How are you, Barbara?
I am doing fantastic. Any better, it would be illegal.
Oh yeah, I love to hear that. That's good. I'm excited to meet you today, and we're gonna go over some questions here I got from my group, from audience, from people we know that we prepared to know more about Dominican Republic. As I said, I know zero about the Dominican Republic, and that's why we have good people like Barbara to explain more about certain regions, and we get a feel about the market, understand more, and don't hesitate to ask questions in the comments, and uh, just send private messages if you want, if you are a shy person as well. But we're here to learn, to share, and elevate together to know more about the investment opportunities in real estate internationally, in the Dominican Republic, and anywhere that there is good opportunity to invest and help you build a legacy through real estate. So, Barbara, tell us more about you.
Well, my name's Barbara Warren, and I am your Caribbean Nexus here in the Caribbean. I am very grateful and honored to be on your show today. Thank you for the invitation on behalf of myself and, of course, the country, Dominican Republic. Quickly, in a nutshell, what I do, I connect international investors, especially Canadians and US, to high yield real estate opportunities here in the Dominican Republic. Why is this today's episode so essential to what we're talking about? Well, the Dominican Republic is not only a tropical paradise, and we all love our tropical paradises, but we're also a country that has record breaking tourism. We have a visitor investor friendly market, as well as a world class infrastructure with a stable pro investment government. With those top 4 points, this is one of the most interesting and profitable places you will ever invest in the Caribbean. That's in a
Oh,
nutshell. I can
oh,
go
it's
on.
so. Tell me about your background in real estate. How did you start? And living in Dominican Republic, are you new to Dominican, or what's the story behind that?
Okay, I am a child of immigrants. I was born in the US from a Dominican mother and a Swedish father. From there, I studied in the United States and I lived 40 years in Europe, in France, and on French Saint Martin. I started my real estate career there with fractional real estate. And about 8 years ago, there was a hurricane called Hurricane Irma. I don't know if anybody remembers, if you're a Caribbean friend. And it basically wiped me out and took everything. Excuse me, I have allergies. And wiped me out with everything I had. So I came to the Dominican Republic because I had studied here. I have some family here still. And I was a refugee here basically because I came with zero. And I started working again. I had a lot of experience in hotel, which has become very, very intertwined with owning real estate developments. So as a hotelier, and I came upon an interesting construction company that wanted to use my background because it's international corporate real estate. And I started here again from zero with a construction company where I worked 5 years with them. Then I moved on to another one and I've broken off independently because what's happened is I've become a the it girl here in the Dominican Republic for international real estate because of the fact that I am an investor, I am a mature woman, and I have experience as an expat here. So people have a lot of trust in what I do and what I say because I'm living the dream. So I started here and I have now joined fantastic EXP group and I help. I mean, I've helped people decorate their apartments. That's how far I go as far as the extra mile here because I love what I do. I do. I mean, we start talking and I have clients that have become super good friends and it's a lovely way to live. It's a lovely way to live. This country is so amazing, amazing. And I hope you all get to come because in the Caribbean, there are a lot of choices. but this one in particular is a jewel.
Amazing. That's great to hear. So, yeah, you were talking about your experience and the joy of living in Dominican Republic, and the big advantage I see throughout the industry of real estate, especially in these places and regions where it's beautiful, it's a paradise, but Western people are worried about these places because a lot of scams sometimes. People do put their money in the wrong investments and all. So being part of an international company like EXP is a big plus. It gives you that badge of professional, and
Absolutely.
do not worry. So my first question here, Barbara, to you, is it safe to invest in Dominican?
Ooh, is it safe? I am the biggest scaredy cat in the world.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest scaredy cat in the world, and I feel so safe. I invested in the capital, which is where I reside in the Santo Domingo, and I also invested in Punta Cana. I can tell you that here, personal experience before we go into the numbers, I've left my key in the door in my building. They knock the next day, you left your key in the door, which I've never seen in the States. I've never seen this happen. Like anywhere in the world, you have to choose where you choose your environment. Obviously, there are places anywhere in the world that are unsafe. But to come here as an investor, not only is it safe physically, 90% of the places that you invest in are gated communities, but the government, it's stable. You have economic growth. Dominican Republic is one of the fastest growing economies here in the Dominican Republic. I mean, I put some numbers
You
here.
mean in Latin
2020,
America, compared to Latin America countries and places?
yes, we have projected a 5.2% GDP growth here in the Dominican Republic for 2025. 2024 was 5.1. This is projected to increase even more. FDI, the foreign direct investment, 4 billion in foreign investment in 2023. And leading these investments were real estate investments, whether they be individual or corporations. We have tourism is what we do here, okay? We hit for 12 million tourists last year. We have 11 million population, just to give you an idea. The government is invested this is what we do, and they understand that. So we take care of investors, we take care of the tourists. And what's really important that you have to know, this is a faith-based country. Without getting into the religion aspect of it, you in this country, you don't have mass killings, these violent crimes. I haven't seen them, and I've been here for 8 years now. None of this is here because the crimes you're going to have are crimes of passion and crimes of desperation, where someone needs something or they're going to take the money. But there's not that free violence because this fear of God is instilled in the country at every level, and there's a respect and values, family values here that still exist that I'm not seeing anymore in other countries without going into detail. And this is important because this country is good for first-time investors. It's good for retirees. If you want to spend the second part, third part, fourth part of your life in a calm environment, safe, with a retirement that if you've got about $2,000 in retirement per month, you can live well here. As opposed to what are you going to live with in the
Depends
USA
what
with
kind of
2,000?
lifestyle you're.
Absolutely. For some of it will be sheer survival, okay? I understand that. But for those that are downsizing and have maybe 5 grand, 6 grand a month coming in or more, or have money coming in from other passive income, this will work for you. Also, you have tax benefits in this country, 15 years tax-free when you buy into a pre-con with the Ley de Confortur. This type of environment, whether you want to live in it, you want to vacation in it, or you want to use a multiple use, it's possible. Why? Because you're going to have You're going to be investing in pre-construction, which allows you more equity, 20 to 35%, in projects that are run by international. It's better to go with the international hotel companies that are running this because you have a solid backing with you. And you have about between when you sign and when you, if you're with a good constructor, projects normally should be taking 2.5 to 3 years. If they're taking longer, beware.
Okay, so that's the first advice. Be aware if it's more than 3 years. And I hear you saying invest with the international companies building there.
You have international companies that are coming in to build, but with international management companies.
Okay.
We'll talk about which companies are that I'm personally working with right now.
Okay. Good. So, what are the most asked questions, I guess, from international investors and people coming to DR? What are the insights you can share with us?
Well, first of all, you have 100% property ownership. It's yours. Then if you put it under a rental pool, it's still yours. That is the first one. You are literally have these incentives which help you come in and say, okay, I'm going to have 15 years tax free, which adds up depending on the size of your project. You also have the government. They ask, well, what's the government like? You know, it's a banana republic. No, we have a very stable government. Not only that, it is investing in massive upgrades throughout the country. The ports, for instance, cruise ports they're investing in them, billions of dollars. In Puerto Plata, you have a hub right now, which is a good place to invest. I'd say more if you're young because it's going to take 10 years, but that's the next hot spot as far as real estate is concerned because they're investing in billions of dollars in these cruise ports, infrastructures, schools, roads. They're doing this in 4 different ports, full blast right now. You have Miches, where they're investing there for a luxury market. There is a strategic investment practice right now that is showing that the government is behind to make the country go forward.
Okay, so you're saying there are massive projects and new structure in different cities, and every city, I guess, has different lifestyle, different way of living, and proximity to the beach. And well, it's an island, right? And a lot of people I talk to, they tell me I'm worried it's an island and the risks that comes with it. So it's good that the politics is stable and economy, or we are projecting good numbers and all. What do you see? Where do you see DR in the next 10 years?
Oof. It is going to, the growth in this country they're going to have to temper it a little bit. That's why they're spreading out. Punta Cana has been the mainstay right now.
Yes.
Punta Cana, Cap Cana, the eastern tip. It started there. From there, we're going towards Miches, still on the eastern end. Northwest is Puerto Plata, which is being developed. We have a mountain region, in case you didn't know, because it is an island. It's not just about beaches. We have an entire mountain area. We have the highest mountain in the Caribbean, El Pico Duarte, where literally there's frost. For us, that's a lot. It's not snow, it's frost. I mean, we freeze at 70 here, okay? So when it's like you go up there and it's 2, people are like, oh my God. But we have Jarabacoa, which is also an emerging market, or you have chalets and it's cool all year around. And you have these stunning mountain views and valleys, protected parks. And in 2.5, 3 hours, you can be on a white sandy beach. There's a diversity and eco-diversity on this island that is amazing. Santo Domingo is a full-fledged city. I'm living in the city because I needed a change because I've been an island girl for about 25 years. So I thought, let me try city again. After I went from Paris to St. Martin, and then after the island life there, I came to the DR. But I live in the city. I mean, we have a thriving theater district, thriving arts district. We have one of the oldest cities in the New World, which is La Zona Colonial, where you have parts of it which are protected by UNESCO. When we say island, this is not a banana republic. This is a country. And you can see by the numbers and the economic growth. It's not just let's go party on the beach, and it's not just all-inclusive resorts. There really is a life here.
What do you say to an investor? What's the difference between the three main cities? What type of investor wants uh, Santo Domingo or compared to Punta Cana or La Cabarete? So,
Okay. Santo Domingo is city, corporate. If you want a city life with being able to go to the beach in 2 hours or have an ocean view, because we have an entire malecon, which is like the boardwalk, and you can have a 14th story apartment looking over the ocean, but you're still in the city. You have a corporate life, you have a city life, you have theater, you have traffic. Believe me, you have traffic. And if you want that kind of lifestyle and you need to have business and you need to come in for a couple of days and then fly back to your country, because we have, I think it's like 500 flights a week coming into the DR. So you have flights from about 72 different countries. So it's a great city, corporate, business area. If you want more of a beach life, Punta Cana is excellent. You have thriving restaurants. You have three new theaters that are being built as we speak, on paper and physically. And if you want an investment that's going to give you a high ROI, start with Punta Cana. Even if you're 70 years old and you want to invest, Punta Cana is going to give you what you need as far as investment and lifestyle. If you want something really laid back, surfer lifestyle, yeah, go to Cabarete. It's not the same level as Punta Cana, but it's that beachy lifestyle. If you're young and you want to and you're smart enough to start investing now, but you want something for long term, I would invest in the Northwest, in Puerto Plata, because that is emerging. That is what Punta Cana was 15, 20 years ago. You can get in on the ground floor, let it ride. If you want something that's going to work immediately, as in 3 years, 2 years, or by ready for occupancy, Punta Cana is where you can come in, make some money, and then resell and continue. If you're looking for high end, where you know this is going to really be something incredible, Miches is where Club Med and Four Seasons has installed itself. You know, if Four Seasons comes somewhere, it's because they know, or they're going to create. Club Med, they're the best for finding locations, because it's all about location. Club Med is the best for location. So once these big names are installed, everything around it is going to continue to follow the same route. That is in Miches. Now, it will take some time because it's virgin. If you want to be able to, right now the government is investing in roads to get there even faster. You can get there about an hour and a half from Punta Cana. They're building a road now that will get
how
you there
big is
even
it? How
faster.
big is Mitch's region or city?
It's not that big,
Hmm.
but it's got lots to expand. For example, Punta Cana has two main places where you should be buying: Punta Cana itself and Cap Cana. I love Cap Cana, which is really the high-end Beverly Hills, Montecito of the Dominican Republic, for those of you that know the California references. Cap Cana is the size, the destination within a destination is the size of Manhattan, to give you an idea. And there you have multi-million-dollar villas, but now they're allowing certain projects by the best developers to come in and make this luxury a tad more accessible. Punta Cana has an international deep sea fishing marina with boats up to 150. It has an equestrian polo center where you have a polo circuit that goes there, equestrian jumping contest, and stables that are stunning. They're like come out of a movie. And you have a PGA Jack Nicklaus golf course there. So, and cigar lounge, luxury boutiques. So you have an idea of the level that you're going to be buying into in Punta Cana. You can only get in if you are a proprietor or you have a reservation to one of the restaurants, or a reservation in one of the areas. It's very elite. Punta Cana is where the action is, where the hotels are, where the restaurants are, and where you have a thriving day life and nightlife.
Okay. So for reference, with my group, Playa del Carmen is the Punta Cana. Playa del Carmen is always
Exactly.
animated.
I was in Playa this year.
Okay,
So yes, and I lived in Cancun for many years.
that's amazing. Good. And I guess Punta Cana or Cabarete, I guess. Cabarete now, for me, or for how I visualize it, is the place for surfers, for digital nomads, where they go just to take it easy. It's not for the tourists, but it's the slow, yeah,
It's a target market for what you just mentioned. Cabarete is very laid back. There's sometimes music festivals, surf competitions. It's very cool, Tulum style, what you see in Tulum, really laid back and mochilero, the backpacker. Yeah, it's fun. And once again, there is a target for everything.
absolutely.
But
That's
if you
why
want
we
to
talk about
invest,
investors and their lifestyle. We have to be the professional to understand exactly what they're looking for, depending on their personality or their vision or their lifestyle, right? So let's switch to the quality of construction in DR. How
okay.
from bad to beautiful or luxury and best construction? What can you tell us, share with us about the quality of construction?
I am a firm believer in you get what you pay for. The quality of construction, you have excellent. The one that I particularly invested in has excellent finishings. You want to look for the good finishings, the finishings that are ocean resistant, sea resistant. Marine air has a tendency to eat away at certain metals. So you really have to be careful what kind of metals they're using, which cost more when you want them seaside resistant. As far as weather resistant, we're blessed that we don't have those big hurricanes and stuff that other islands have due to our geographical positioning. So we've been very blessed. Sometimes we get a lot of water. Certain areas have sewage systems that have not kept up with the growth. Those are being addressed. But the quality of construction that I have seen thus far has been excellent, strong, sturdy, durable, and some of the top developers are now worrying about sustainability, which really makes me happy. So now they're going towards a greener way of working, living, and constructing.
Interesting. Is there particulars to the material they use, like different from different regions of the world?
I don't get involved in the actual construction meetings, but I do know that certain are changing the type of cements they're using. Now, we use cement here, unlike the US, which has a very, very strong history and love affair with wood, which is fantastic. We are using a lot of cement. A lot of places in Jarabacoa, for instance, are using that paneling that looks like wood, but
Okay.
it's actually aluminum.
Okay.
So a lot of aluminum is being used, and the different mixes of cement that I am not versed in, but I can find out for you.
Amazing. In Mexico, for example, because of the humidity and stuff, they use shukum. This is like the finish, and it's beautiful, and it's different from different the other regions, and that's why I was curious how
They adapt to the humidity. They use a lot of porcelaneta. I don't know how you say this in English.
porcelain, I guess.
No, it's not porcelain. It's porcelain. It's a flooring, a very particular flooring for a certain humidity level.
Okay,
In the city, in the Dominican Republic, the older buildings, I say older, like 5, 10 years, are still using marble floors. The newer, less expensive ones are using these special look-alike floorings.
okay. Is that
but
like
it's wood.
granite or something? You know?
No, it's they're special floorings. It's not granite, it's not marble. It's the equivalent to what paneling is to a wall. This is for flooring. And it goes together,
Okay.
like a Lego.
Yeah.
That's happening a lot in the city.
So you're saying the standards are depending on the money you pay for the project you're getting.
Always on the money you pay. And if our growth is so serious and so improved year over year, it's because people are happy. We wouldn't have we wouldn't be growing so quickly and being one of the number one Latin American economies if people weren't happy with what's happening
So
here.
expert advice. So what people should look for in the style of construction or quality of construction in Dominican Republic if they are already,
Finishings,
yeah,
the finishings.
the finishing.
The devil is in the detail.
Hmm.
Look for your finishings. Look for the robineteria. I don't know how you say that in English.
Accessories
Sorry.
and stuff.
Not the faucets,
Yeah,
the
accessories.
toilets. Look at the brands. European brands do tend to have a tad of an edge over other brands. The Italians, the Germans are very good. If your developer is using Italian and German finishings, you're in a good spot. Not that
Finishing.
American is bad,
Yeah.
okay? It's good too. But these go one step further.
They
I'm
have
not
an
going to say the
edge.
names because I don't want to do any advertising for anybody, but look for that.
Yeah, I guess the Romans started the building with marble. Yes.
Et voilà. Well, il
More
n'y a pas
than,
de secret.
yeah,
There's no
exactly.
secret.
Yeah. So, what due diligence a Canadian or American or European should do before even thinking about investing in Dominican Republic?
Okay. When you buy something here, the developer, the salesperson will do a due diligence on you. You must do a due diligence on them. Please. Please. If you get swindled, it's your fault. It's nobody else's fault but your own. You must do your due diligence looking for what they've done in the past. How long ago did they do it? How long ago did it finish? How many years did it take them to build something? If you're going to give your money and it's taking them 7 years to do a project, it's your fault that you got in there because there's a history going on with people that are doing this. You must be able to go see what they've done, if they have things done, and if they're coming from other countries, look into their history, look into what they've done in the past, and look at the reviews. Because we have a lot of people coming from the outside, Europeans coming in and starting to build here. That is very good. Look at their past, look at their history with their companies that they're doing their renting with. For instance, we have two projects here. One that is being, and I can say these because this is like not advertising. Melia is coming in. They have 5 international hotels, okay? Amazing, as out throughout all of Europe. Melia chose one of these developers to run 2 of their projects. It's the first time they've come out of their enclave and they say, we want to work with you. In Cana, we have a project where Wyndham has come in on ground floor, and they're coming in with the architects, with the designers, and we're building it hand in hand with Wyndham under the Dolce brand, which is more of the high-end, top-tier brands. So look to see who are they partnering with to take care of your investment. That is important because they're going to be working with your money. See if the hotel company does profit share. If there is a commercial area, are they sharing those profits with you? See how they manage your property, what is included. Ask these questions. You have to. If there is a timeline for construction, review it. Look at how much you have to pay each time they hit a milestone. And if they don't, Are you going to be penalized because you've decided not to pay until that milestone is reached? Indicated on the contract. I am willing to pay if this part is done till this day. This part is done on this date. And you must be very, very diligent,
Diligent, yeah.
vigilar, and make sure like every 3 months they send you construction updates, like a video. You want to see what they're doing. Once again, and I'll repeat, if you got swindled, it's your fault because you didn't do
Is
your
it common
homework.
the developers communicate? How do they communicate with investors generally?
When someone sells you a property here, you have an executive who's going to walk you through the process, sell you the property, you're going to become friends. They need to be you're married for at least 2.5, 3 years. You need to have constant communication every quarter. This is what's going on, how you doing? This is look at the milestone we've hit. You owe money, whatever. But you need to read your contract, have it looked at by your lawyer. All of them have their own lawyers, but you are allowed to look at another lawyer firm for it to go over it to be sure that this is client-centric contracting and not developer-centric contracting and protecting them. This is just, the developers are honest, but I want my clients to feel comfortable.
So tell me more about the process of the transaction. Clients like a property, they come to a professional like us, and they pick a property. Now what? They sign the contract we
Okay,
are talking about. What's next?
it's actually seamless. You pick your property, you put down a reservation, which is usually anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000, which takes it out of inventory. 30 to 90 days after, you put down 20%. From there, depending on the payment plan, 40, 40, 50, 30, 50, like say 40% during construction, 40% when the key is given to you. You can negotiate. If you want to put 90% down, negotiate a discount. You want to put 50% down, negotiate a discount. Negotiation is on the table. You are the man, okay?
What's the
And I'm
maximum
very,
negotiation you've seen throughout the?
if they negotiate too much, don't go. Desperation
Yeah.
smells nasty, okay? So beware if they're willing to, oh yeah, we'll give you a discount. Mm-mm. Something's fishy. Negotiate honestly. You will need paperwork, your IDs, bank statements. You're going to need, they're going to look into you with these information, passport. They're going to do their due diligence. They're going to talk with your bank, and then you will move forward. The process is seamless. Otherwise, we wouldn't have so many people coming here to buy. But you want to do your due diligence. Please, 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 please. Beware of the big discount. Beware.
So the locals, do they develop? Do they sell? Do they, I guess, build projects, or is it now mainly international companies and developers?
I would say about 50% international, if not a little bit more. And then you have local. You have families that have been constructing here. I tend to see them more in the city than in
Okay,
Punta Cana.
good.
But yes, you do have local families that are good too. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Walk around the city. This is this family. This is this family. Solid things, buildings that have been there for quite a while.
How is the resale market? And so after construction, okay, people pick their properties pre-construction and all. How is the resale market now?
Lucrative.
Yeah.
For those that bought on pre-construction, it is lucrative. Your equity is anywhere from 25 to 35, 40%, depending on how you want to sell it, where you bought,
Yeah.
and when you bought.
And so, what's the cycle? How long to resell a property?
Right now, they're flying off the shelves in Punta Cana, okay? Because those that didn't get in, but realize the importance of being in such a touristic place where you're 23 minutes from the airport, walking distance from the beach, private beach club, private country club, depending on where you're at, the international hotel companies that will be running it, the lifestyle that you get, everybody wants paradise. And if they couldn't get it before, they saved their money and they bought into it afterwards. The projects we work with, 99% are fully furnished. Believe me, that helps. I bought one that was not furnished, and I can tell you, I regret it
Why?
because because it's a pain. I don't want to go shopping for a sofa and this and that. I want to walk in, open up the door, put my bathing suit on, and walk to the beach. But that's my lifestyle. That's what I like.
Amazing. Okay, so what do you say about the economic trends right now? Or you said you talked about I guess it's stable and all, and the projections, the future equity about 30% to 35%. What do you see? What are the trends now? People are looking for a different city or different, I guess, conceptual projects, or what is it?
Right now, Punta Cana is still hitting hard and forward. People are still wanting to come here. If you have an open mind and want to go a little further and you have time, it's about time. If you have time, try Miches and try Puerto Plata. But it's not, it will be one day like Punta Cana, but one day 10 years, 15 years. It's not happening overnight, especially with the magnitude of what they're building. So you need time. You have to be realistic with yourself, your timeline, and what you want to do.
What kind of transportation you have to Meaches?
Right now, it is bus and car. The government is investing in the roads to make them even faster access. And what's nice is these new places will learn from the mistakes made from past developments. And that's really important.
From airport to
That's
Meaches, how long?
about an hour and a half. Punta Cana Airport, an hour and a half. Now, the road's great. It's a highway. It's just beeline. It's not like some places where you have potholes and up and down and up and down and, curbs. Going to Las Terrenas, for instance, from Punta Cana, it's a beautiful, beautiful drive through the mountains, El Parque de los Artices and whatnot. But it's up and down and around. And
Any
that's
big,
just
any
that's
other
just the way the
big projects, airports, highways that are planned for the different cities? What are the like major projects?
right now it's all upgrades.
Okay.
There's the airports are positioned perfectly positioned. Punta Cana Airport just about 8, 9 months ago opened up Terminal B, and it just made everything flow. And I'm sure they're going to do Terminal C and D because of the amount of people we need. But all the airports are upgrading, upgrading, upgrading. Even the Santo Domingo Airport is now doing a huge upgrade because it was worn and torn. I'm not going to lie to you. It was to the point of it could be embarrassing to have this country have a capital airport like that. But Latin American countries, I'm sure you've been, you know how the airports are. Now, I have to say, I was in Mexico City a couple months ago, and that new airport that's 45 minutes from Mexico City, the new one, is beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, so I have a big vision for Latin America, actually. I think it's gonna appreciate more, and more people will travel to different good destinations. And Dominican Republic is, I think it's a good place. I'm coming to think it's more safer than I thought, and it's good for investors. So that's what leads me to say, what do you think is the capital appreciation? What do you think? I know we don't have a crystal ball for as professionals, but I'm sure you have like from your insights, your experience, and the trends you're seeing in the next 5 to 10 years. What do you see? What appreciation is the outlook?
Percentage wise, this is going to hover anywhere from 10 to 16%, seeing the past, okay? Because we've been hovering at 5.1 to 5.4 increase percent. And these are based on what the El Banco Central has been telling us. And I have here Rental yields anywhere from 8 to 16% ROI. Okay? Your equity, I've seen personally equities up to 35% after 5 years. I can only see it increasing with a small plateau. Right now, our growth is plateauing, hovering between 5 and 6%. We had, like I said, 12 million people come in last year, just a little bit shy of 12 million. The year before was 10, and a couple years before was 9, right after post-pandemic. So we're still growing. Remember, we only have 11 million people in this country.
How about the tourism? 11 people, 1100, 11 million. But how about the tourism every year? How is it going?
It
Is it
keeps
going
growing.
up?
It keeps growing. Those are the tourism numbers I'm talking about right now. 10 million visits in 2023, 12 million in 2024. Of those, because I looked these up just last night so they would be fresh, tourism revenue in 2023 was 9.8 billion, and it's expected to pass 12 billion in 2025 as far as tourism revenue. It's growing because I have to say, when I was a hotelier, I never saw, if you go into these trade shows for tourism throughout the world, the Dominican Republic is present. Have you ever been to any trade show with the Dominican? Go to the Dominican Republic booth. They reinvest in the World Expo and Fitur. They got the best. It's not even a stand, it's a neighborhood they build. They make themselves present. And there is a country pride here that I've never seen at any echelon, and at any economic echelon. There is pride. I'll tell you a quick story. Many years ago, I went to a convent. Believe it or not, I thought about being a nun. And
No
we got
way.
lost. Yeah, I did. We'll talk about that with some wine.
Some another
Um,
story, yeah.
and we got lost in the jungle where the convent was. And out of the blue pops out this man, elderly man, and he said, kind of like flags us down because he knew we shouldn't be there, especially with the way we were acting. And I said, "Can I help you?" Now, in some countries, this would be a serial killer, and I'm not exaggerating. This man took us to the convent, and I go, well, why are you doing this? Because I was still not impregnated with the country. And he goes, "You've come to my country. You're obviously not here. I want you to leave with a good impression." There is a pride, and I find that endearing, especially in the world we live in. I've come here for my golden years, and I'm very happy. I've chosen this. Economically, it's a lot easier to live here, depending on what your lifestyle is. And even if you do have this outrageous Lamborghini lifestyle, it's even better here. You get more bang for your buck.
You don't miss it? You don't miss the Lamborghini, the Paris lifestyle, the croissant,
I have the best croissants ever here because we have people that come in and set up shop. The traffic is so bad, I can't enjoy a Lamborghini here. I have a driver though. I have housekeeping,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
what
fine. It's all I
most,
need. I downsized. It's
yeah.
all I need. I don't it's personal, and I respect the Lambo and the Ferrari, and we have all of that here. But they're really living it up.
That's what a lot of people don't, I guess, complain at all, but don't think about. The average person now, they live like the queen and the king of the old times, right? So we have all the comfort, we have the driver, the cleaner. You live better than a queen in the 17 or the 1600, you know? So,
I do.
yeah.
I admit it. I admit it. It's when I have people come here, Adam, and I take them to the mall, okay? And some of these restaurants look like something coming out of the 16th district in Paris. They're like this. You have Dolce Gabbana, you have Dior, you have Tiffany's, you have Cartier, you have Rolex. I go, yeah, this is a mall. Obviously, we have Zara and all that kind of stuff too. They think that the impression is that people are running around in G-strings with candles at night still here. Anytime during the week, you will walk out in the city and you will see all the restaurants are full. The parking lots are BM, Mercedes, Lexus, Lambos, but people don't, they're scared. Oh my God, it's an island. It's in the Caribbean. And I heard news. And come, come, I'll take you out. Come. You will
Um,
see.
Where
And then when
are
you,
most investors or people coming to the Dominican? Where are they from?
for what I'm involved in, it's USA, Canada, Puerto Rico, Colombia are my top four markets right now. But
Colombia.
the main market, USA and Canada.
Colombians are
In
investing.
particular, Montreal and Toronto.
Okay, yeah. That's interesting, interesting. And I guess these people are mostly investing in Punta Cana because it's more the most commercial and they close to the beach. They're looking for the beach, these people, and
Yes, but you have a lot of business people that are coming in and buying. They want to open shop in this country, and they're buying commercial, like a full floor, just to open a medical center, etc. Let me give you an idea. In Punta Cana alone, we have 6 international schools for those people. We have Asians that are coming in and setting up shop here and living and bringing their children. So you have just in Punta Cana, 6 international schools, 5 international clinics that are accepting U.S. Insurance. Here in Santo Domingo, that I've counted, there's about 10 international schools, private. They're not cheap, I'm not going to lie, but they are cheaper than the U.S. Your health, you can get private, let's say top of the line, 200% coverage international for about $6,000, $7,000 a year per person. Full medical, and you can get excellent coverage at about $3,000 a year. Health, which from what I understand in the States is unheard of. So there is a quality of life that you're buying into. And you want to go back to the States? You're 2.5 hours away from Miami, about 4 hours from Montreal. It's not like you're 12-hour flight to get home. In that case, please go invest closer to home.
amazing. Okay, so interesting to know more about the Dominican Republic and how we are serving the community of investors and international people who are willing and interested to buy, invest in Dominican. How big are we, like EXP agency now? In I didn't update the numbers since long, so how many agents are we in Dominican?
We have a very big for us. EXP hasn't been here long.
Yes.
And I don't have the exact number. I know they're doing a show this weekend, like an information show. There's about
Okay.
28 agents that are speaking that I know of. I don't have the right numbers. I am unable to go because I have 12 investors coming in the same weekend, so I'm leaving in a couple of hours to Punta Cana. But it's growing. It's not, oh my God, but it is growing, and that's what we want. Wanted to tell you, Adam, just so we have a couple of numbers here. You can invest golf living, okay? I'm talking you open your terrace and you're on the golf course, not looking at another building. You're on the golf course, 12 minutes walking from the beach. You can invest in about a 50 square meter studio hotel style suite for about $140,000.
That's a studio. Okay.
Up to about 250, 1 2 bedroom, fully furnished in Cana Bay,
Hmm.
which is where the Hard Rock International Hotel is. Now here you have all the amenities. You must also look for amenities. What are they offering that's going to drive my rental yield up?
Okay.
So you're looking for workspace, co-working, obviously resort style pools, access to the golf course, access to the beach, close to the airport, that at that price range. If you go to Cap Cana, which is 12 minutes away from the private jet airport, You have for about $180,000, 500 meters from the beach, 180, about another 50 square foot studio suite. A lot of these projects will have studio suites so that the hotel can rent them to people that just want a room to sleep and they go play.
Okay.
These go all the way up to a couple of million in the same resort style area because you have a penthouse with a rooftop. What can you buy in Miami for for $1 million right now? What can you buy
Honda
and
Civic.
have these amenities? You can buy a bathroom,
Honda Civic.
maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
So you need to please open your minds. Come, call us. Call Adam and he will set it up for you. We have fly and buy programs. I have one developer that has gone as far as to say, okay, we're gonna pay, you pay 3 nights, 4 days in a five-star hotel. We pick you up at the airport. We show you the properties. We give you a catamaran ride for a sunset detox. We give you a full day at a water park. We give you entrances to the discotheque in the cave. And if you buy, this is about $600 for the 3 days per person. If you buy, not only are we going to reimburse what you paid for, we're also going to reimburse your flight up to $2,000. And this money will be taken off the price of your purchase. You can't
We're
lose.
gonna definitely post more about the promotions and the projects we're gonna have in Dominican Republic and more to come. And I'm excited to help all these investors and help them build this legacy there. So I'm excited about that. Final rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Okay. So best place, really, best place for money, for lifestyle, under 250.
Right now, getting in on pre-con with our projects would be Cana Bay. Cana Bay, where I have with Melia, I would go to Cana Bay where the Hard Rock is, where the Moon Palace is being built. 12 minutes from the beach. Call me up for Cana Bay.
Okay. High gem for high ROI.
My baby that I love for high ROI because the price is a little bit higher is Cap Cana.
Cap Cana.
Yes, because that's where Wyndham Dolce is going to be, 500 meters from the beach. I have the horses close by. I have golf, the PGA golf. I can go to I don't play golf. I like to go to the parties. And
I love to
where
go to the
there
clubs, the
the
cigar.
clubs, the beach club, the golf club, the spa,
Yeah.
and of course, International Marina. Your yacht pulls up. You're sipping your cocktail on the marina, and you've got these gorgeous yachts just floating by. At Christmas time, we have the yacht show, the light show where you decorate your yacht or your little boat. It can be a tender, and everybody's parading through the marina and through the waterways. Where else can you have all this and then walk home?
How are your Negronis? Convince me of that.
Divinos, tan divinos, but you have to try our rum, Adam. You have next time we go to a convention, if I see you in Miami, I bring you a little bottle, una
Montreal.
chatita.
Montreal, it's in 4 days. EXP
I
come.
know, I know. Are you going?
Yeah, of course, of course. We have VIP
I
dinner,
may
lunch,
just
and stuff. So with
next
Glenn
year.
Sanford, the founder of EXP, we're gonna have lunch and sync
It's
us
going to be
that
great.
connection and stuff. Yeah.
And you're going to have some announcements,
Yes, big announcements coming in
big
this
announcements. So
EXP.
that'll be great
Yeah, we're opening Japan. We just opened Peru, Egypt, Turkey, and other places that I know of. Anyhow,
that you can't
that's
say.
another day, another discussion. So one
Nobody,
mistake.
nobody can talk about it, but everybody knows.
One mistake foreign investors should have.
Oof, not doing your due diligence. Do your homework, people. If you get scammed, it's your fault. It's nobody else's. Do your homework. If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Do your homework. Make sure you're with a good, solid real estate advisor, preferably from our company. EXP is the best. And get in there with the right people at the right time in the right project. It's about location, location, location. And the best time to buy? Yesterday.
So if it was your sister or brother or somebody from the family, okay, buying in DR, the three top tips you're gonna have for them.
Do your due diligence, please. Hook up with the right agent. Look at the timelines. That's part of due diligence. Look at the timeline and what they did in the past and establish what you want. This is live, okay? Hold on. Establish before anything, what is your goal? Is it lifestyle? Is it investment? Is it living there half time and invest and having it produce passive income, or are you simply buying it for the equity? Once you establish that, you can then know what project your advisor will know what project they're going to give you. If you don't know where you're going, if you're just going to go kick tires, don't come. Don't come. Don't come. Why are you going to kick tires? Know what you want. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Therefore, I would tell, and I'm talking, you asked me what I'd say my sister, okay? My client, I don't talk to him like this. But my sister, I would say, what's your goal? What do you want to do with this? Once that is established, you're home free doing your due diligence, okay?
You're
That's what I'd say
absolutely
to my
right.
sister.
Thank you. Absolutely right. Because understanding most of the time, I find that we do this professionally, which means we are here 24/7 and we train, we get knowledge, experience, and train again. So we know real estate inside out, especially when someone like you, like me, who want to have that international edge or understanding of the business and the real estate. So, and most people they want to invest, for example, in a condo or a studio, but that's not what they are looking for really. So it's our role to understand the need and orient them, take them to where it's better for them to build that legacy, to build that empire for their family and not waste or lose money. And that's how people cry after the fact, after they get scammed and all. So
Completely. Adam, another thing is, and this is for the realtors that are, especially the newbies, when you go to a developer or you come to Adam with a client or anybody, qualify your client, know what he wants, ask the right questions, because this way you're not going to waste your client's time and you're going to open doors so that he understands more what he needs. You're going to fill those needs by coming to these different country leaders and tell them, look, this is what he's looking for. Because you don't want to waste anyone's time, nor the developers, nor your clients, nor your own. So I beseech, I beg, les ruego, s'il vous plaît, qualify your clients, know what their goals are. If not, if they don't know, because it's okay not to know, assist them, guide them, so that when you can take them to the right product, you're a doctor. If someone comes in with the sniffles and you just give them, you give them here, take some Motrin. Oh, thank you, goodbye. No, 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 no. You don't know if he has an allergy. What is he allergic to? Is it giving him a cough? Why does he have to ask questions? Please qualify. Please, please, please.
that's exactly what I say to my clients or my agents I coach. Be the doctor of the family. Why? Because families refer their doctor. Why? Because they are competent, knowledgeable, cultured, and they have the integrity. So they see that professionalism in them, and families they refer like to the cousins, to the same doctor. So be the doctor of the family as a real estate agent.
For sure. And if you don't know, if you don't have the product, don't make it up. Let me call someone who knows. Boom. Make the connection. Make the connection.
So let's wrap up. Contact us, contact me, and we'll get you the best projects. I'm gonna go deeper about Dominican Republic. We're gonna meet more, me and Barbara, check projects and investigate to find the best opportunities, the best lawyers, the best network to invest securely in Dominican Republic. So don't hesitate to contact me as soon as possible. And we're going to talk about this and develop more about the projects. We have already some projects, a couple of projects in Dominican Republic. I'm sharing with Barbara. She's sharing with us, and we're going to as I said, investigate more and find the best opportunity for my network, my sphere, and people we love. And we're gonna love to share with you to develop more your legacy. I love to say to my clients and people I know, diversification. Diversification is key, especially that we see in Canada here, in Quebec and Ontario, and everywhere in, I guess, even in the States. The return, the equity we get from investment is getting tighter and tighter. And that's why finding new markets for investors is crucial nowadays.
With political stability.
Yes, absolutely. That's the opportunity. Political stability, economical stability, and ROI is there. Plus, it gotta fit their lifestyle because some people would love Mexico, others love Dominican Republic. I have people loving south of France or south of Europe, others Dubai. So it depends on the lifestyle. And that's why we're here to find the best lifestyle for each.
Absolutely.
Final question. I'm curious about this. Mexico or Dominican Republic? What's best?
I was like hoping you forgot about that. Okay.
I was curious since the beginning because I have my group. We had been building stuff in Mexico, and I was in love with Mexico since 2011. So yes, what do you think?
Oh, I can't hear you. It's really fuzzy. Okay. I'm going to give it to you like it is. I have lived in Mexico. I have lived in the Dominican Republic. I invested here. I live here. I continue investing and I sell it. I have contacts in Mexico when someone wants Mexico. I prefer, with the advantages of the tax incentives, I prefer the style of the architectures, even though we have a lot of things looking like Tulum. I prefer the 100% full ownership. I prefer the international companies running my investments. So I have lived in both and I have invested here. And I like the safety I feel here.
Good. So
Was I
many
okay? Was I
questions.
good?
So
I
many
have good
questions.
friend.
We
I
have
have good
to
friends
meet
in
again
Mexico.
and yeah, to develop more about certain things, and we're gonna for sure have another episode and meet another time and talk more about this.
Absolutely.
Okay, it was a pleasure exchanging with you, Barbara, and
And you.
we're gonna meet again. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. It's been my pleasure. We're waiting for you here in the Dominican Republic. Contact Adam for all my contacts on Instagram, LinkedIn, and all that kind of stuff. And have a blessed day, everybody. We're going to rock this.
Thank you. Salud.
Salud.